Before my shift starts today, I've got a long run to do, which is 10 miles, 16 kilometers. I'm not always sadistic where I run in the middle of the night. This is the first start of one of my shifts where I'm working lates for this week. Basically I'm on lates. All last week I was on earlies. Anyway, I got 16k to run. I'll just find a nice rhythm and I'll flow with that. On the last couple of long runs I've been doing, I've got this 8-kilometer loop I usually do my easy runs on a Monday. So I've just been looping that twice. Gets me to 16k, 10 miles. But my aim for today's run is to keep my heart rate around about 135 beats per minute, which seems to be sitting at the right effort level for me right now on these type of runs. And that's still 45, 50 beats per minute off its maximum. Anyway, I'll catch up at 5k. That's 5k in about 22 and a bit minutes. My heart rate seems to be sitting just where it needs to be. Catch up again at 10k. That's 10 kilometers in I think around 45 minutes. Same pace as my 5k split really. I've got 6 more to go, so I'm going to stop talking and put this camera away, because every time I talk my heart rate elevates. So don't believe these influencers tell you to talk while you're running. Run at a conversational pace and talk. Heart rate rises. I always say anyway, you should feel like you can talk comfortably, but don't. But what do I know? Anyway, 6 more k to go. There we go, long run done. 16.15 kilometers. I'll put it up anyway. My average heart rate on that, more importantly, was 135 beats per minute, which is kind of the effort level my running's been sitting on all these runs. Like I said, my fitness is good at the minute, but wasn't always that way. Last August I was 17 stone and I was struggling to run 5 kilometers. That's a video for another time though. Anyway, now it's time to go and get some breakfast, get my dinner sorted, get my tea sorted, because I'm on a bit of a late shift today and I need to be in work for midday. Got to leave here in a minute and do the 43. I've got to take it from the top of the road and then go into town, back out of town, then back to the top of the road again, where then I can have my meal break. And after my 10-mile long run this morning, it's going to be needed because I'm hungry. There's a diversion on the 50, what I'm doing in the afternoon as well. But it says it's off by 3 p.m. and I don't start it till 4:30, so anyway, have this coffee, then go and pick up the bus. On my way up there now to the top of the road, and the bus is due in about 8 minutes, so I'm going to have a nice stroll up here, chill out, pick the bus up and just do a nice relaxing shift around Manchester. No stress, no pressure, couldn't care. I'm just going to drive to the conditions of the road, obviously stick to the speed limits, and if I'm late, I'm late. I've ran 10 miles today. I've got a bag full of food ready to have a scran. I've already had my dinner. I feel good. The bus is coming up Brownlee Road now. Now I said I don't bother about being late. I'm not bothered about being late, but I'm gonna just use the time reference for the video just so you know. But for me, it just is what it is. Bus stop, what I'm gonna be picking it up at, right there. The driver has just given me the bus. So now, after sitting in my seat, I can set off. That's the 43. And for reference, I'm setting off 5 minutes late. So, to use that as a reference point, I've next got to be at Central Road at 6 minutes past 1. I've got to be there in 7 minutes. Let's see what happens between now and then. I should have got it 6 minutes past. It's 11 minutes past. More or less 12 minutes past, so 6 minutes late. I'll load these people on. I'll probably leave it about 7-8 minutes late. Leaving that timing point, I'd say 7 minutes late. But yeah, you know, when I get to Piccadilly, I've got 6 minutes to the point of getting there, people getting off, and me supposed to be leaving again, which I doubt will happen unless I meet some help up here, like the 143s and 142s, which it's neither here nor there, for me anyway. Just left Owens Park, which is a massive like student hotspot for picking students up. I'm absolutely fully loaded now. I think I'm coming up to my next timing point. I should have been there 6 minutes ago, and there's still another bus stop to go before that, but I'm not going to fit anyone on.
the bell's rung, so people want to get off. So it's just a measure of counting how many people get off versus get on. I might even get to this timing point 10 minutes late. By the time I've left it, I mean, I'll get to the timing point 8 minutes late, and then I could possibly leave it 10 minutes late. Let's just see. Wow, it is busy today. Sundays are the new Monday, do you know that? And the parking round Rusholme is absolutely shocking. It is tight. You couldn't squeeze a fart between some of the gaps that they've got up on this road. And some cars will just stop in the middle of the road and just start reverse parking into a spot without no prior warning. Approaching Piccadilly bus station. I should have left Piccadilly loaded up 4 minutes ago. There's definitely going to be a 10-minute discrepancy between me leaving here. Probably going to leave here 10 minutes late. Depends how many people's on the stand really, because if the last service was really late and like so late where the driver was finishing, he might have got told to, you know, not do that trip because he wants his finishing time, and then he could go, you know, and run dead back to the depot or wherever to catch his time back up, which means the stand could be full. I don't really care because I'm only just started, I'm not finishing. If I was finishing and I was this late, I'd want to finish, but we'll see how it goes here now. I left Piccadilly 10 minutes late, like I suspected I was going to leave Piccadilly 10 minutes late. I did the whole second half of my journey out of Piccadilly, and I basically kept it on time because I was 10 minutes late right up until I got to the airport, and I had enough time to load the people up and leave as the next service on time, which I will be giving to the next driver at Sharston Leastone Road, which then I can go for my meal break, which is music to my ears at this point. So it is what it is, you know, I'll end up on time. Well, sometimes you're behind, sometimes you're not. One thing that did do me head in that last trip though is you get a lot of people trying to get on for free, and it's kind of like, yeah mate, can you just let me onto here? And it's like, no. You end up in a back and forth with people because trying to explain why you can't let them on for free, which you shouldn't really be doing anyway. You won't go in a shop and ask for something off the shelf for free. And we have revenue inspectors that get on. They check people's tickets, and if you're found to be without a ticket now off one of the revenue inspectors, you can be fined. And then if I did let someone on for free, they'd come to me and say, why have you done that? And then report that back to the depot. So it's just a no pointer. But you do end up getting into back and forth like that where you just can't be bothered. And it's like, come on mate, it's just round the corner. And it's like, wow, you're preaching to the choir here with me with just round the corner. I wake up in the middle of the night and run 7 miles before I come to work. If it's just round the corner, I'll just walk. But anyway, I left Wythenshawe Civic Centre on time, and now I've just got to go up Brownlee Road and hand it to the next driver, which hopefully that person's there waiting for me on time. I ended up handing the bus then to the driver 3 minutes late because you get 7 minutes to get from Civic Centre to the top of Sharston Leastone Road, and it's just kind of impossible to do at this point, especially when you got to pick people up. Right, it is my meal break time. See what I've got to have for my dinner today. What's it? Go ahead. Dairy Dunker. These are some of the nicest snack bars I've tasted. A nice little note off my K. A protein yogurt and tuna mayo sandwiches. And I've got a stint on the 50s next, which should be alright. Salford Quays is a nice place at night time. Really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm not dreading it either. It's only 2 trips. We only do 2 trips on the 50s on Sundays. Other than that, we do 1 trip in and out usually because it takes such a long time, but Sundays is supposed to be quiet. So I've got 2 trips on the 50 in and out of Salford Quays. I'm going to have this scram now, relax, watch a bit of YouTube and just go back out. I think I've got about 40 minutes, so that's decent. I'm playing bus roulette now, so this is where you got to try and find the running board that's on the bus. Looking for board 120 to start this next trip. Here it is, 120 running board. Good job. got about 5 minutes before I need to set off, but I need to just make sure I'm sorted. I got in the bus and it's like everything's set to how I want it. Otherwise, you can set yourself up for a fall. You know what they say, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And I've got to run dead to Parswood. And that's where you start the 50 service. Everything seems to be sweet. It's trial and error. Sometimes you can get in the bus and the seat can be very low to the floor. I like to have it a little bit high up, so my legs are a little bit stretched rather than being crouched down, especially with all the running I do. Right, let's get rolling to Parswood and pick up the 50 service. See what tonight's got in store for me. I can't imagine it being busy. Sunday night, you know, I'm finishing at 9 o'clock, so I'm doing a stint between 4:30 and, you know, 8:45, something like that. I mean, who's going to be out and about at that time on a Sunday? Be at home chilling, watching Heartbeat or something, you know what I mean? It's relaxing, getting ready for the Monday to come. But you'd be surprised. Anyway, let's pick this up when we get there. I'm just coming up Kingsway Road on this 50 on my very first trip, and it's so quiet. I've picked up 2 people, that's it. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe everybody is at home watching Heartbeat, chilling out, relaxing. No, no, no. I've just seen a 50 in front of me for the first time, which means he's late. So he's picking up his passengers plus my passengers, and there's not much I can do about it because I'm going to arrive at this timing point 3 minutes early, so I'm going to have to pull in and wait, and he's going to off he pops. And I suspect he's going to do most of the work on this trip because I'm not going to have enough time to catch him up and overtake him to help him out. I might be wrong though, but I'm here now for another 3 minutes waiting because I arrived at this timing point 3 minutes early because there was no one to pick up. Anyway, departed 2 minutes 8 seconds. Oh, see, look at this. Coming into Media City now. Just served the last bus stop. There's that 50 that's been doing all the work. I've had a really quiet trip and I've got here 2 minutes early. He doesn't look like he's in any rush to leave. So either he's doing the right thing or he's not even late. And what I mean by doing the right thing is if you're that late where the other bus is right behind you, you can't get stressed out about it if you get in that way where you think I've got to turn right back round and set right back off. Drop the passengers off, pull your bus up, go for a walk round check, make sure no one's left anything, go to the toilet, do these things for yourself, then get back in the bus, call the depot, let them know, and then you'll either do the other trip or you'll go and pick your time up somewhere else. Let's just say he was to go and pick his time up somewhere else now, and they said, okay, you're late, go and run dead to halfway around the route, so go to Town Hall. That would leave me with a lot of passengers on the next trip. Some of them were meant for this guy here, hypothetically speaking, but that's what you have to do. The same thing if I was late. I've been late where I've been told go to the airport and, you know, start the next trip, and I've completely missed the full half of the trip because I've been that late. It was my finishing time and I wanted to go home. So unfortunately for the driver that was behind me, he would have got every single one of the passengers that were meant for me, if you get what I'm saying. You know, you have to take these times for yourself. But anyway, I'm at Media City now. I love this place. I've got to set off in 11 minutes. I'm setting back off now, well, in 4 more minutes. So I'm going to go back round and scoop people up. I'm not sure whether that guy has picked up the service again or he's ran dead to somewhere because he's left. So I'll have to find out on the road, won't I? If it's busy or it's not. I'll find out if it's really busy. The next time I'll be here, it'll be pitch black. Here's one for you while I'm driving back to East Didsbury. Have you ever gone to get on the bus and you've been running for the bus, so to speak, and you get there and the doors have just closed and you're knocking on the window and the driver doesn't open the door. And you're thinking all the things like, you know, why aren't you opening the door? Just let me on, it's just me. There's a much bigger picture to it than that. It's not just you. So let's just say I've been guilty of this. Let's just say I'm departing Piccadilly at 2:49 p.m, right? At 2:49 p.m, I close the door, there's nobody there. I indicate, I'm looking in this and I'm pulling off. Then all of a sudden someone's knocking on the door because they've instantly just got there, but they wasn't there when I closed the door. Now, you cannot open your doors again. So, like, you'd really be doing them a favour by not knocking in this instance. Because on my very first day, on my own, without my mentor, when I was picking up people solo, I was leaving Piccadilly and this happened to me. I should have left, it was on a late shift, I should have left, I don't know, let's just say for instance it was 8:41 p.m. I closed the door and I went to pull off the stand and I got over 2 feet away from the stand where all of a sudden, bang, 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 there was someone knocking on the door. And it was this guy, he was even doing like, you know, the please, please, please. So I thought, oh, I can't leave him there. So I put the handbrake on and I opened the door. Worst thing I did, because then 5 more people come behind him to get on and I'm positioned away from the stand now. And then after them 5 or 6 people got on, there was a wheelchair waiting and I can't leave the wheelchair. So then I get off the bus to open the ramp won't reach the curb. So now I had to get help to be backed back into the spot so I could get the wheelchair on. I ended up leaving the stand about 7 minutes late at this point, because after the wheelchair got on and I was backed onto the stand, more people come, and this was just a nightmare. And what I should have done once the door was closed, like it actually was, and I was leaving on time, I should have just gone, because you can't afford to really lose time like that when you're first setting off, because chances are you might lose a bit of time on the way out through traffic and other for certain things. So when the doors close, they close. But yeah, so if you ever wondered why the driver is not being a see you next Tuesday, no, he just wants to get away on time and continue the trip. And you know, chances are he's opened the door 5 minutes early. I mean, if he's like me, I open the door 5 minutes early, so I give everyone plenty of time to get on. I'm approaching I think it's my 4th timing point, 3rd or 4th timing point in this 50 service right now, which is the town hall here. So I've got to this timing point 3 minutes early. That bus that was in front of me on the way there is now in front of me on the way back, and he's left within a few minutes of me leaving, so it looks like he's getting the brunt of everyone. Either that or it's really quiet tonight. But he's definitely in service, because there was people at the bus stop when I pulled into Media City that was gone when I went to the bus stop, so he must have picked them up. There's that 50. Oh, it's so bad, I'm actually overtaking him. He's full up to the brim. Jeez. It's time for me to do a bit of work on this route now. Well, till I get to the next timing point at least. This is the thing, you can be so early. You can, if you're both late, you can take over and help each other, but if I'm on time and he's really late, I'm going to get to my timing point early, and I can't leave it early. I've got to keep this service on time, so I can't overtake him and help him at the next bus stop. So you can get, I've had that where the driver, you know, behind me just can't help me out, and I'm just end up with a full bus. And it, you know, it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It swings and roundabouts, as they say in the building game. He's right behind me now. I'll get this bus stop and he'll be able to go past him at least. Caught up to him, look. Oh, he's really full. Couldn't go around him. That bus is absolutely stacked to the hill. You definitely couldn't squeeze a fart on that. Whereas mine, you could swing a couple of cats round on it, and it is through no fault of my own. This can be frustrating, this. Remember, there's a bus stop right there, yeah? There's also a bus stop here where he's indicating it. And it's madness how people use both bus stops. Usually the bell rings twice there, but obviously mine hasn't because he's not full of me. But yeah, it's just madness. They could really do with taking one of their bus stops away, because you just don't need them too close, as close together as what they are. That 50 now has gone back to the depot. I've had his cover all the way to Salford and all the way back. I got to Salford a few minutes early and I've got here again a few minutes early. It'll be a different story on the way in and out again, because I've got to go back there and back out. He's gone back now, so I'll be on my own, but you know, he helped me out while he was there, wasn't he? Now I've got 11 minutes before I've got to set back off, so I'm going to pull in here and just relax and have a walk round. 10 minutes before I've got to set back off. 10 minutes, so I can just relax for a minute now. Right, let's get them numbers off and let's go and park up, because I am chilling for a minute. I've not got to be back out till 2 minutes past 8 and it's 7:45. So I'll have a bit of that. Oh man. This is the place. There's the bus. I'll be taking that back. And I can't believe I've got a 17-minute layover here. Stretch my legs, have a drink, go toilet, and just have a nice look at these views. Like, just look at them. Just look at that. It's like a mini game or something. You can just see loads of little people in all the little windows walking around. I started work yesterday at 5:30 and I planned to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do a speed session. It was a 2 kilometre warm up, then 3 by 10 minutes with 2 minute recoveries, then a 2 kilometre cool down. And I kept snoozing my alarm and I woke up late. I woke up at 17 minutes past 3, and for a little minute I thought, I'll do it when I get back from work later, and rolled over. And then this voice in my head said, no, don't do that. And then I got up, got out, did a 2 kilometre warm up, and by, I think it was 20 to 4 in the morning, 3:40 a.m, I'd started my main workout. And I did the first 10-minute rep at 3 minute 43 seconds per kilometre, which is 5 minutes 59 seconds per mile for 10 minutes. Then I had a 2 minute recovery at like 4 minute 30 per kilometre ish, something like that, which is like 7:15 minute per mile for them 2 minutes. Then I did the next 10-minute rep, and that was at averaged 3:38 minutes per kilometre, which is 5 minute 50 seconds per mile for 10 minutes. Then I done a 2 minute recovery, again same as the first 2 minute recovery. I ran about 4:30 kilometre pace ish. Then the last 10-minute rep I completed at 3 minute 37 seconds per kilometre, which is 5 minute 49 seconds per mile, which is my current 5k PB pace basically. And I was running a 10-minute rep in the last 10 minutes of a 3 by 10 minute workout, my 5k PB pace. So I was buzzing with that. I finished the whole workout and it was 9.10 kilometres, and the total average pace was 3 minute 44 seconds per kilometre, which just so happens to be my current 10k PB pace, something like 6 minute 2 seconds per mile or something like that. But the workout was top. I was basically 900 metres off running a 10k PB, or equaling my 10k PB, and the workout finished at just gone 4 a.m. It was mad. It was mad. I would have carried on for 900 metres, but when I'm doing these workouts I don't know how far I'm actually in the workout. I just know I'm going to be running for 34 minutes. 3 10-minute blocks with 2 2-minute recoveries. Anyway, look at that. I am now going to get on the bus, chill out, message my lovely missus, see how the kids are doing, and get ready for this last trip out. My last trip of the night on the 50 from Salford Quays to East Didsbury was actually the busiest one. I ended up getting back to the depot 5 minutes late. Sometimes it can always seem like your last trip is always the busiest, and it can be most of the time, but it was the case for me. It's St Patrick's Day weekend, so there's a lot of people out celebrating and getting out and about at that particular time of night. I'm putting a Q&A video up. I've put up a community post about it, so if anyone's got any questions about the running, the bus driving and things like that, just add them to this video and I'll make sure I include them in the next video. Anyway, I appreciate everyone's time, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, home time. Home time. This is the best part of the day. All these lovely massive buses just all parked up ready for tomorrow. The wash are getting them prepared, but I'm off now. Gonna go home, chill in my back garden, have a drink with Kay, see the kids if they're still up, which I doubt because they've got school tomorrow, but Jackson's a little tearaway and Lily, and they might still be awake. Try and remember where I parked the car. There she is. Well, another day done on the buses, another run done, another day bus driving. Now it's just time to get back.